one of the things I love about having this food channel on YouTube is the ability to bring in some of my friends who talk about food to come on and discuss with you what they do. I listen to a podcast called Egg Foo What that if it's Wednesday night, I'm noticing that I'm not seeing video here. Well, let's troubleshoot. No idea what's going on. But if you're in the chat, do let me know if you can see this. There we go. I see it now. So Egg Foo What? Podcast on YouTube and all your other podcast streaming platforms. It is hosted by associate producer Mike, who is a producer for The Best Show with Tom Scharpling, and Greg Wilson. They're good friends. We're going to kind of get into that whole relationship, and we're bringing them in right now. I'm going to get right into it. We have Mike and Greg. We're bringing them in right now. I'm going to get right into it. I'm hearing an echo from one of you guys. And Greg. Bringing them in right now.
Hi, Jerry.
Hey, Mike.
I got an echo going here. I got to turn something down, I guess.
Okay.
Hi, Jerry.
You're embarrassing me.
An echo going here. I got to turn something down, I guess.
Well, so I'll kick off here to just say, if you listen to Egg Foo What, it's actually so. They call it the first and only podcast about people eating stuff, and with that said, it almost the food is kind of ancillary to the entire ethos of the show. It almost never even gets to the point of what they're actually supposed to be talking about. And what I love about the show is that it's literally hours worth of two guys who are clearly very good friends, who have this food connect. Well, I see you shaking your head already, Greg. They have this food connection, and I know Mike's still working out his audio issues there. But what I wanted to get down to, one of the things that's a constant argument with you guys is the direction of the show. I always kind of had a little bit of I've always felt like the needing to focus on Chinese food was almost a crutch as far as what you guys were doing, and I think it's kind of hit a point where it seems like there was disagreement in terms of what the vision for the show was. So I want to have you guys talk about how you guys got started with this concept of working your way through the Chinese menu and kind of where it went wrong.
Well, first of all, I'm glad to see that after a year and a half, we're finally getting some seedy gossip about what goes on behind the curtain with us. It's good to get that out there. Well,
don't worry, we're going to expose it all tonight, Greg.
What's that?
We're exposing it all tonight.
All up, yeah. This is our behind the music. So, first, thank you for having us. First of all, it's great to be on here. You're right a little bit. Now, to be honest, when we first started, my first instinct was we were going to eat Egg Foo Young every week. And then somehow it became...
That's my favorite part of the argument, is because I can't envision Mike ever agreeing to that.
No.
Okay.
No, he did not. I think maybe I thought / hoped he did, but so then it obviously was like, all right, we'll do a dish every week. And I feel like we've run out of dishes, partly because, like, if you've listened to a couple episodes, we kind of revealed that it's like Mexican food, the joke where it's all the same three ingredients just moved around. We've blown the lid off that when it comes to Chinese food. And Mike in particular, I think, got a little tired of the cuisine every week. Not so much me, because I only ate half of it, because mostly I was throwing it out because it was disgusting. So
one of the things that you mentioned there is that you it was kind of repeating itself. And one of the things that I found early on from you guys. Now, I love Chinese food, but I never worked my way through the menu until you guys did the podcast. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that, like, Four Seasons, Happy Family, and like there's this derivative set of dishes that are on the menu. They're on every menu, and that basically, like, it's the same thing, really. Protein change up. Looks like we got Mike back.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have thought so either. I didn't know that either till we started eating.
I'm getting a weird echo.
Are you on a spaceship?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
I'm getting a weird echo.
Are your headphones plugged in? Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I've got my headphones in as I normally do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Headphones in as I normally do.
Okay. How's
that sound great?
And there's a delay as well.
Okay. Maybe it's that. How's that?
There's a delay as well.
Okay. Maybe it's that.
Okay.
Maybe we should have done a tech check ahead of this.
Yeah, that might have helped.
Who's running the show?
I think I hear you just fine. I'm not hearing an echo.
Okay.
So maybe I'm the one who needs headphones. I don't know.
Okay.
So Mike, what I was talking about with Greg about when you while you were working on that is the concept for the show. Now essentially at the beginning it was you guys pick a Chinese dish and then you talk about that as kind of the jumping off point. But what I love about Egg Foo What is that it essentially is just a discussion of two guys, just random stuff. And you keep trying to steer back into the food directions, and Greg kind of has his own tangents that he's going on. So I wanted to kind of get because at a point there was an impasse between you and Greg about whether the show should be eating Egg Foo Young every week, and I couldn't imagine that's being something that you would have agreed to.
The tabloids are tearing us apart, Mike. Don't let them do it.
Yeah.
The tabloids are tearing us apart, Mike.
I'm still having a hard time because there's a delay. I'm not hearing anything in my headphones. I'm still having a hard time
because it sounds like it's coming out of your speakers on your computer.
Yeah, and then when I turn the speakers off, I've got nothing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
But I can't hear anything in the headphones.
Okay. Do you need to hear in the headphones?
There's edit audio avatar is
live happens, guys, and I'm gonna say something. Demon Denim is in here. He put up sound collage. This is Tom Scharpling sound collage material, Mike. He couldn't hear that, Greg.
Yeah, it's strange. I've never had this problem with Zoom. I can't hear you unless I have my speakers on.
Okay.
And I'm getting no sound in my headphones, but I guess the microphone's working, which is strange.
Okay.
Why would the microphone work if the sound isn't working? I've got the plugs in.
So I don't know exactly how your computer is configured, but there's different microphone settings. But if this works, because I hear you just fine, and if you're able to hear us, maybe you just use the microphone from your headset and use the speakers from your computer.
Well, that's the problem. There's a delay in hearing you guys, and it's like a weird echo, so it's not clear audio.
Okay. Do you have, by any chance, the YouTube video open in the background?
Yeah, I was looking for that. I didn't see anything else open.
Okay, all right, because that would be the delay, because that feed is, I think, 6 or 7 seconds delayed.
I'll check to see if I do.
That would be funny, Greg, if you're the one who caused Mike's issues.
I'm not taking the fall for this.
Okay.
I'm not taking the fall for this.
Mike's had it.
Well, I'm just gonna I'll just talk into the microphone. I can hear stuff, but it's weird.
This is every week, Jerry. See what I put up with?
I understand. And it might be me being fancy with my StreamYard technology here.
Yeah. And Mike's he's our IT guy.
Okay. All right. So Mike, what I was asking was, at one point there seemed to be an impasse as far as what the concept of the show was. In your head, what was Egg Foo What supposed to be at the beginning?
Well, I thought it would be interesting to do a deep dive into the Chinese takeout menu. Most people, I think, just get one or two items, and they don't really vary their selections. Greg had brought up Egg Foo Young one time, I think on Twitter or something, and I never tried it, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a try, and that sort of gave me the idea for the show.
Now, it's funny when I had never tried Egg Foo Young either until you guys launched the show, and one of my videos, which actually on TikTok is one of my highest viewed videos, was me trying my first Egg Foo Young. And I think it's so heavily viewed, and I think Greg gave me the same feedback, is that when I took my first bite, I was very much lacking on the amount of gravy that I added. Apparently, you're supposed to drink the gravy or something with it, and I didn't do that, and people like to tear me apart about it.
Well, the gravy can make or break the Egg Foo Young, because 90% of the time they get the patties right just fine, unless they do something crazy, like put carrots in it or whatever. But most of the time, the patties are like the control. So the gravy makes or break it. If the gravy is nice and creamy and puffy and light brown, yes, I will take a bath in it. I will drink it, dose it on there. If it's thin, purple, dark brown, your Egg Foo Young is ruined. So
and that was another thing that I thought was really funny, is that at one point it looks like we lost Mike. I could see him in the stage there. He's troubleshooting. I think he's.
I've been waiting for this solo moment for years. This is my time. Greg, I'm lunging for the throne.
One thing I have planned, in a very early episode, you guys talked about the combo of extra crunchy Skippy peanut butter and Doritos. So what I did was actually at the, what do you call it, Five Below store, they had little bags of Doritos. So I bought 3 of them. Now these, just to give people the scope of how long we've been trying to get together to do something, these expired in May of 2023. All
right, hold on. You bought a bag of Doritos.
Yeah.
And they've been sitting in your house for a year?
I think so when I first made this thumbnail, it actually was March 2023.
You have got some willpower. Doritos don't last a year in my house. I don't care what I'm holding them for or who I'm holding them for. They get hoovered up.
So you know I do the snack reviews every week. I post 2 per week. You guys have criticized me for keeping up with that schedule so much.
Criticize, that's a harsh word.
Okay, well you guys have given me flack about
feedback.
Feedback, sure. Feedback. But so we have snacks in this house constantly, and actually it's been a challenge for me in the last few months, just trying to lose a little bit of weight and get my numbers, just like Mike is trying to get my numbers in check, because we have a child as well, and we have all that stuff going on. But these have been actually, I have some professional lighting over here. They've been just in the bag, kind of out of sight, out of mind, just waiting for this night. And I wanted to make sure that we covered all of our bases, and we're going to get back. We'll do this toward the end after we have our discussion. But I got our regular, Doritos, the nacho cheese. I got Cool Ranch, and I also got a little fancy sweet spicy chili, which I figured would be like a Thai peanut kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So if any of them are going to work, this is the one I think is going to be the most.
Okay. I think I'll say generally, but I think literally, I think I've only ever done it with the regular nacho cheese. To me, there's something about that cheese with the peanut butter. I prefer Jewish rye bread. I don't know if I've tried the Cool Ranch. I usually stick with the nacho cheese for that.
Now,
so I'm interested to see what the fancy ones will do.
What is the actual, what's the story there? What did you just try it one day and it was good?
I guess, yeah. I remember. I think I started doing it when I was living in Mississippi. Not that has anything to do with living in Mississippi. I just happened to. And I love peanut butter on Jewish rye bread. I love Doritos. And one day I was like, well, obviously these are going to be fantastic together, and I was right.
Michael, welcome back.
I beg to differ.
Oh, look who's back.
Yeah, I figured out my sound thing. Yeah, no, he was going on about this combination. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. I did a video even, thinking maybe this would be strange enough that it would go viral.
Yeah, but your video is disgusting. Remember? Right, Jerry, you remember.
What was not disgusting about it?
I remember this video.
That was like brown Vaseline. It wasn't peanut butter. It looked gross.
It was
Don't
Jif,
make me dig that picture up.
A popular brand, Jif. My favorite.
Don't blame Jif.
And I didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't get the combination.
Now, speaking of contentious Egg Foo what social media posts, one of the things I wanted to bring up was Greg recently did a 30-day Wegmans challenge, where this was the hype we got.
Whoa. 7 days.
What's that?
It was 7 days.
Oh, what was that? I thought it was 30.
Great. Now I feel like I've disappointed you.
Join the club.
Well, okay.
12 minutes in, Jerry has had it with me.
Well, okay. So first, now that we've figured everything out, what I'd like to do is just pull up the Egg Foo What YouTube page and just kind of go through and tell people if you're new to Egg Foo What, and you're finding them through this podcast. I don't know how that could be, but they have a podcast where they have worked their way through essentially the entire Chinese food menu. And I was on, if you go way back to episode 7, I was actually on an episode, and you can go back and listen to that. It's this one here. We talked about fried wontons and Chinese dumplings. I'm sure we were a lot greener than we are now. Although with the tech issues, I don't think we could be any more green than we were tonight.
Yeah, we're not looking any better. I mean, after that performance.
But going back to this Wegmans challenge, what it was you posted this and you're like, all right, it's going down. 7 days, 30 days, whatever it was. And then one of my favorite moments on Egg Foo What was last week when you guys got into your conversation and Mike said, I don't understand. This was supposed to be for content, and all we got was this. And I'm going to put it up. I'm going to put it up. Because I love you guys, and this was one of my favorite things I saw because I actually was in Wegmans Friday night, and we're going to talk about that too. But this is the content from half of the Content Bros. This is the Wegmans
montage. The montage.
Looks good.
One post instead of
First of all,
a daily journey,
no.
a daily video journey, which is what I was expecting, what Jerry was expecting.
Hold on.
Right?
You gave me this big speech. Oh, I'm not asking you to do anything. You do what you want. You don't have to do anything. And then I need content. Where's the content? Give me content. Do a video. Where's the content? I ate 27 slices of pizza. Not enough. Not enough.
My warning was not to do it if you don't feel like it. I'm talking about the food, but then you pursued it. But then you didn't hold up your end of doing the viral videos. We got a montage shot.
What's the difference?
What's the difference? We could have had
a Ken Burns montage of 27 slices of pizza that vaguely look alike.
We could have had videos every day going out there.
Well, you didn't say a word.
Social media in general, Twitter, Instagram. You're on top of that stuff.
You the whole week. Hey, Greg, you know what would be a good idea? No, you wait till I eat 27 pieces of pizza.
I was waiting for you to post the videos. I thought you were holding back, like you were editing the videos or whatever, and then you were going to spring them on us.
All right.
But no, it was.
You know what? I'm going to do the biggest. I'm going to make a video.
Anticlimax.
My favorite part of it is that they're very clearly, Greg, and I'm not going to add because Mike is clearly hitting a nerve. But
the video
clearly, if you look at the picture, there's a lot of
montage
there.
You can't. The photos are so small. That's the other thing. The photos are so small. I didn't recognize what half the toppings were.
Well, I did invent Instagram, so I'm responsible for how big the photos are. Okay, it could have been one of two things. We've done videos; they're fine. It could have been slice for 2.5 minutes, or a nice collage. I went with the collage. I have a video coming up with toast. Don't worry.
As a social media content creator, I will tell you guys, one of the things you got to know is that everybody is not going to see everything. So you gotta kind of plan for the fact that
in my case, nobody sees anything.
I get it, and that it takes time. I mean, even now, I have my days where I feel like, what the hell am I doing this for 5 likes and whatever views, but it's fun. You're having fun, and the banter with you guys is kind of what. So every Wednesday night, and this is something that you guys have given me feedback, we'll say, Greg, for I listen every Wednesday night. So this is my Wednesday routine. I'll get home from work, I'll do my household duties, and I'll come downstairs and I'll be working on my video stuff, waiting for you guys to drop the episode. Now usually I'm in a limbo where I won't know if there's going to be a new episode or not. So I'm sitting there waiting, and 8 o'clock comes and I'm like, maybe they're not going to drop one today. It wasn't until yesterday, which was I think the first week that you guys missed without telling people ahead that you were going to miss, that I saw a tweet that said no episode tonight. Totally threw off my routine.
Sorry,
but that's okay. But
check out this guy.
My fault. Sorry.
I always listen, but I always leave my comments in an unrealistic time for me to have heard the entire thing. So Greg has given me feedback that he thinks I'm skipping through. In reality, I'm listening at a faster speed. I don't listen to podcasts at 1x. I listen usually at 1.5 or 1.75. So I hear everything you guys say, and I react to the parts that I feel like I can add something to.
Does it sound strange hearing our regular voices at this speed?
What's that?
Does it sound strange hearing our voices at this speed right now?
No, because I got you guys wound up, and you guys are talking a little faster than usual.
Oh.
No, I don't blame people for speeding it up. One, it's
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, people's time is precious. I get it. And the show has expanded. When we started, I wasn't paying for Zoom, and you got a half-hour limit, right? So they kept the shows pretty tight. But then people seem to enjoy the show, so I started paying for Zoom, and we started stretching out. We came very close to the 2-hour mark recently. That's a lot of content. 2 hours. 2 hours is a lot, and I float around on YouTube, and I don't know. I think that the people who have big followings, I mean, it's rare that they go over a half hour. So the word must be like 20 minutes or less for
a podcast,
for videos on YouTube.
Oh, videos.
Yeah.
So I'm guilty of being in a lot of YouTube help guru groups and things like that. A typical average watch time for a video on YouTube, like not podcasts, like podcasts is generally new to the platform, is like between 2 and 4 minutes.
Really? Wow. Okay.
So if you guys are getting average view durations of greater than like 20, 30 minutes, that you're doing pretty good. Even on 2-hour podcasts.
But it's a lot for people to give up 2 hours. I get it, I mean, listen to it over a course of a week, take your time. There's no hurry to listen to it all at once. You're usually popping in there pretty quick.
Yep.
With good comments. Your comments are always good. They're on target and for good information.
It has gotten to be a thing where if I see the video pop up, I'll just pop in and look. And if I haven't gotten that Jerry comment yet, I do get a little upset.
Where's Jerry? Yeah.
Refresh.
What's going on?
Refresh.
I think the only time I was late was when we were traveling in February. I think I ended up having to listen the next morning.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a little more consistent with the posting times. We usually wrap up around 7 o'clock. But then sometimes I fall asleep on the couch.
Oh my God.
And then I'll wake up, an hour and a half later. I'm like, oh, but I post a video. But I think I've been a little more consistent. I mean, early on,
You've been very consistent.
We were doing, we skip to the next day every once in a while. So I'm trying to be more consistent with that. I get it.
The thing is, I think in terms of algorithms, I don't think it means anything. I think it's more, like when you have people like me who literally will set their watch to it, you want to show up for them, and it just makes it more accessible,
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Jerry,
No, I wasn't saying it to get your appreciation, Len.
No, but it's weird to me for anybody setting their time to hear me blather on,
Well, but, I'm multitasking, so it's not like you have my undivided attention.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys, so that actually brings me to another point: is that even though you guys joke that you're the first and only podcast about people eating stuff, the show is almost never about the food. It almost seems like the food is like inorganically inserted. There's a lot more music talk and kind of inside jargon between you guys. What's kind of music talk?
A lot of music talk. Which is natural to us. Because when we met, that's how we kind of became friends, I think, through music.
So I wanted to dig into that a little bit. Is exactly what's the relationship there? What was that connection, and kind of why is that such the heart of the show, really?
Well, I try to play to Greg's strong points. I know what sort of the buttons to push to get him worked up. So
we're talking about music.
Yeah, well, music was always one of our big subjects, and I met Greg through a coworker. I became friends with Will Croxton, who has been on the show. We worked at the same company, and then Greg started popping up. He just show up randomly. And I'm like, what's this guy's deal? It's like,
in the office.
Yeah, he would just show up in the office. Yeah.
It was the 90s. It was different times.
It was like Kramer. I think you were angling to like work there, and even though you hadn't been hired,
I was the mayor of that place.
And then that crew started going out after work, and Greg became a part of that group, and and then eventually, I started playing softball in Williamsburg. And he was part of that group. Will was sort of the head of the team, and
part of the group. Let's be clear. I was the manager. So.
This is still a mystery to me. You see Greg, right? He's a massive man. Why he never swung a bat for our team is still a mystery to me. I mean,
I knew the best way I could help you people was to mold you before, during, and after the games, doing things you didn't even know were happening at the time.
These games were over at McCarran Park, which is directly across from the Turkey's Nest bar.
That's why I wasn't playing.
And Greg would be on the Turkey's Nest. I don't know. They had an arrangement with the police that they could serve beer in these giant styrofoam cups. I mean, everybody knew. Everybody knew. If you were walking around with a styrofoam cup, they knew you had beer in it. So it was sort of an open secret that, people were walking around drinking beer in these cups. But the cops never cracked down on it. So
not me.
Yeah.
Didn't get in my face.
Greg never got nabbed.
Right, and that's in Manhattan, not Jersey.
No, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah,
I should know that. I was actually born in Brooklyn and raised in Brooklyn, so I should know McCarran Park. It's famous enough, I think.
What part of Brooklyn?
Bensonhurst.
Okay.
Yep.
But like when we met, and our friend Will and No, one of the things that did bring us all together was our love of music. Some of the same bands, like Mike was a big Ramones fan, and Clash fan. So I was like, I'll talk to this guy. That's how.
Mike has
he did me a favor.
He
He talked to me.
Famously, Mike lived in the same building as Rick Rubin.
Yeah, I think for maybe 1 year or something like that.
Wait,
But
how's that famous? I didn't know that.
I don't know.
What
Did
even
you
one
really?
day is significant.
Well, he went to NYU. He was in Weinstein was the name of the dorm, and I lived there for 2 years of the 4 years. They squeeze you out. NYU only had limited housing, so they'd find a loophole to get you out because they insure
Here we
they, ins-
go.
they insure housing to freshmen.
Editorializing.
So, so I didn't get my. I paid with loans and grants and stuff. And the semester before my third semester, I went to clear it all up for the next year, and they said, "Oh, you're a week late. You're out." So I'm like, "This is before the end of the semester of the previous year." So
Did you have Rick Rubin talk to them for you?
no, I did not know Rick Rubin while I was there. But yeah, he was in the same dorm.
So Mike has
Evan
these
Funk
weird
Davies was
connections.
also there. You know Evan Funk Davies, right, Jerry?
Yeah, well, I know him from the WFMU. He had a show.
He's a
at the same
DJ
time.
at WFMU, and he was like the desk guy. They had like a student would be at the desk when you came into the building, and they'd have to check your IDs and stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, so I've never lived in the same building as anybody famous. So to me, it's kind of a cool thing that you even get to tell the story, because that's kind of a very New York thing, you know.
well, the rooms were tiny, concrete walls. They were literally like prison cells, you know. But,
I went to Siena College over here in Albany, and that you're describing the dorms there too.
Me too. Yeah, my just concrete blocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also lived in the same building as a celebrity, and I did see him from time to time. Mike, do you know who that was?
No,
Did you hear a word I ever said?
I hear lots of words you say.
Peter Dinklage,
Peter Dinklage, okay. He lived in that warehouse you lived at?
loft building.
Greg lived in a warehouse.
Okay.
And one of his friends used to always joke about that he liked the place because you could take a piss into one of the storm drains.
There was a big drain in the middle of it. Probably was a slaughterhouse. They're hosing down the sheep.
I didn't know he lived there.
Oh, I only told you about 100 times.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
So that actually, I mean, he was in Game of Thrones, right? Because I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
this was right before he got famous. Like right before he was in The Station Agent.
Okay.
So I just see him coming in and out of the building when I don't know if I knew he was an actor really, but
Now, Mike, Tom Scharpling on the Best Show always talks about some of the people who are from New Jersey, and a lot of times he'll group you in with the guy who wrote Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin. You don't have any connection to him, right?
No, but the connection is that he grew up in Bayonne.
Right.
And he lived at I guess downtown Bayonne, right across from Staten Island, the Kilvan Cull, and he would look at the lights of Staten Island and dream of Game of Thrones.
So that Greg, I got to say though, even though Peter Dinklage lived in your building, the Game of Thrones guy lived in the same city as Mike, and he was from there. So you got to give it up for that.
Chuck Wepner. I mean, I used to donate blood, and one time I was donating blood right next to Chuck Wepner. He's got a statue now. They finally put up a statue in one of the parks. I haven't seen it yet. It's massive.
Who is Chuck Wepner? I'm not big on the New Jersey.
Well, he was the inspiration. Well, he was. I mean, Sylvester Stallone said that when Chuck Wepner fought Muhammad Ali, Ali gave Chuck Wepner. He was like a journeyman boxer. He wasn't really a highly rated boxer, but somehow they worked a deal, and he got to fight Muhammad Ali. And the fight turned out to be a little more competitive than Muhammad Ali thought it was going to be. I mean, Muhammad Ali actually slips in the fight. Chuck Wepner stepped on his foot. And he's But
that is so Jersey.
it was the story of the underdog, getting a chance and scrapping. I mean, he lost the fight. I mean, but it did go 15 rounds. It was and of course it was a sensation in Bayonne. So
Stallone changed enough details. He moved it to Pennsylvania, to Philadelphia, and
yeah. But here's the thing, real life can inspire an artist. That doesn't mean you have to pay that person off. And Chuck Wepner got a couple payouts, just sort of, I guess, needling Sylvester Stallone. I mean, Chuck Wepner didn't write the screenplay, right? I mean, so why does he have to get money for being the inspiration for an artistic work?
Well, maybe Sylvester Stallone is grateful that he gave him this inspiration. Without Sylvester Stallone would have been a big nobody. So maybe he said, "Let me give him a little taste."
No, out of his good heart, yes, he did do that. He did that before the movie was released. My
dream is somebody writes a movie about us and pays me to stay away and shut up. That would be perfect.
He did get money up front before the movie was even released, as a sort of a acknowledging that he was the inspiration. But then the movie just kept going and going, and then he felt like he was cheated, and then he started strong arming him for more money, and he got it. He got more money out of it. I was like, really? Okay,
I don't know how Hollywood works. And so I'm going to completely shift gears, and I want to get back to the food a little bit here. One of the things that's kind of been smoke and mirrors for me about Egg Foo What is how you guys always bring up how much the food costs, and for the longest time, I thought for some reason that food was more expensive. Chinese food was more expensive in Washington, D.C. But only recently did I find out that the reason why Greg was overpaying for his food is because he's ordering solely on Uber Eats.
Correct.
Now, so I want to know, when you get a combination platter, what's an average price before the Uber Eats fees?
It's still anywhere from $11.95 to $14 for a regular combo.
That's still higher, yeah.
It's a little high. If it gets up there, 15, 16, I'll start to get a little annoyed. I'll think to myself, what would Mike say? But yeah, then it's Uber, so it's a lot more expensive. So
I mean, even $11. I don't think that they break 10 here in the Albany, New York area. But what's even more astonishing about that for me is, while you guys were working your way through this 76 episode, plus or minus, there was a few in there where you got a little cheeky, which is what I think you guys should do, and do different things like Italian subs, and now you guys are doing the healthier salad stuff.
Yeah.
But you were getting the dish, at least for the first 20 or so episodes. You were getting the dish, and you were getting chicken nuggets.
That's right.
The chicken nuggets is one of those things I definitely wanted to bring up tonight, because I can't even find them on the menu around here, and it sounds like it's an amazing thing where you are. So I want to know more about that. You probably have talked about it on your show, but bring the listeners here up to speed in terms of why would somebody want to order chicken nuggets from a Chinese restaurant?
Well, number one, I can't believe. Can you hear me okay? Do I have an echo now?
No, I hear you fine.
I can hear you, yeah.
I can't believe your Chinese restaurants don't have chicken nuggets, or as I always joke, they call them McNuggets. I just have never seen a restaurant without them, although now that you say that, it's probably only been the last 10 or 15 years I've thought about it. But as I say every time, they crush it with these nuggets. Every time. Or once I remember they weren't great. They're always super juicy, super tender, super flavorful. So far, the MVP of this whole journey, other than Mike Lisk, has been the chicken nuggets.
Uh-huh.
We've learned two things. That, again, 90% of Chinese dishes are the same. They just move the stuff around. And they should forget 90% of their menu and lean into the nuggets because they're amazing.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they're not on your menu, Jerry. I mean, most of the places in Jersey have it either in the appetizers section, or most Chinese menus have the fried section, like where you get the wings and the different combos there.
I have three menus we can actually go through, and I can look. So this is Ming. This is my favorite place to go to.
Classic menu. Look at that. I like that.
He was the villain on Flash Gordon.
Ming.
Ming.
Oh. They have chicken wings. They have baby shrimp, which is interesting, and then there's chicken fingers, but not chicken nuggets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think one of my places had that variation. Yeah, they had the fingers instead of the nuggets. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This one is Great Wall, which is another place that's kind of close to here. This one actually does have fried chicken nugget 10, but it's in kind of a different part of the menu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fried section, I call it. Well, they call it specialties.
They call it specialties, where they have fried crab stick, chicken wing with garlic, hot wing.
Yeah.
And then I have one more. I guess I didn't look at these close enough before I talked to you guys.
I see a video in the future
for the chicken nuggets, Jerry. They're worth it.
I would try it. It's not that I'd be averse, especially my son goes to McDonald's 3 or 4 times a week and gets chicken nugget meals. So if anything, he'll eat them. This one also has chicken tenders.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
well, in your neck of the wood, the tenders are more popular.
And that was another thing that when you guys, there was one episode where you talked about Chick-fil-A and how their nuggets were actually not compressed pieces of chicken, but they were actually pieces of chicken.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interchangeable lexicon.
They were tiny though, I thought. I was not impressed by their nuggets.
I heard a rumor, and by that I mean I overheard somebody say something, that they're getting rid of their tenders.
Chick-fil-A?
Is that true? And or can I just start that rumor looking around the internet right now, whether it is or not?
Oh, maybe.
I mean, whether it's true or not, what does it matter? It's still fried chicken. Either way, it's either going to be nuggets or tenders or both.
It's not going to be breakfast. Have you tried the Chick-fil-A breakfast?
So I did. When I went to Texas last fall, I got to the Albany airport here, and famously, the Albany airport was the only location in Albany you can get a Chick-fil-A, but it was behind the TSA counter. So people were joking that they would buy cheap flight just to go eat at Chick-fil-A, which is like, okay, guys, it's a chicken sandwich. But I did get the breakfast there, and it was just their usual chicken sandwich, but smaller, and not very good cold brew coffee, iced coffee with it.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't even know they had breakfast. They have eggs on the menu?
No, it's chicken sandwiches.
Chicken? What's the point?
I think they have like bacon, egg, and cheese, or chicken, egg, and cheese, or whatever. But yeah, they're kind of not great.
They do have eggs?
Just wait for lunchtime.
Okay. What I heard is that if you go to Chick-fil-A at 10:30 when they're switching over, you can actually they won't because the chicken is smaller for breakfast. But they won't make more of the smaller ones. They'll just start making the lunch size. So you could pay the breakfast price and get the lunch size.
Ooh. I've never had the guts to try to pull off one of those 10:30 switcheroos.
Yeah.
They always try to tell you show up at McDonald's. I've never done that. Maybe that's a project.
They say that's the worst time.
Content with that, Mike. What do you think?
They say that's the worst time to go to McDonald's.
Why?
I don't know. They just said like it's sort of chaotic in the kitchen, and it's not a good time to go.
I'll be respectful then and stay away.
Now that actually, Greg, what you said there brings me kind of to one of my points that I wanted to bring up with you guys, because you made note of it a little bit earlier, is that as the Content Bros, who recently reunited in a trip to California. One of the things that you guys have been looking for, and when we talked about the Wegmans pizza thing, that's when this came up, is a viral video. You guys are looking for that viral video.
No. One of us keeps thinking, "Oh, do a viral video."
Well, it's a running joke. I mean, one, we're too old. Two, we're not handsome. So it's like, you look at these viral videos, and it's usually very pretty people, pretty women usually, or young guys.
No excuses, Mike.
Flipping bottles or whatever.
You couldn't be more wrong. I told in a comment on the video about this, I had left for you. Go on TikTok and search carnation milk.
Carnation milk. Okay.
You will get angry at the video that comes up because it's anti everything that you just said.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
But I mean, with that, I do think that you guys are sitting on viral video ideas. I will say that.
Yeah.
One of which I think is the Doritos and peanut butter. So I'm going to try it for the first time. And
okay, here we go.
Yes.
The audio issues. I was telling
Get
Greg,
ready for the disappointment.
Okay. Well, so I kind of was prepared for that because I can't imagine nacho cheese Doritos working well with Skippy extra crunchy. It has to be the extra crunchy Skippy.
Yeah, that was Greg's
I remember
thing.
Greg saying.
Mike would be extra glazed.
I also got Cool Ranch, so we're gonna try that. And
Which I've never had with peanut butter.
Okay. Well, so we're getting fancy here, and then now we're gonna get even more fancy. And I got spicy sweet chili, which to me sounds more like it would be the good one because, like, it's almost like a Thai peanut kind of chili kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Could be.
So because I know I put it in the thumbnail, and it's taken me 47 minutes to get back to that point. And the other thing, Mike, is I don't know if you heard this part. We've been planning to do something here on the channel for over a year. So these were purchased back in last March. They expired in May. So if it's not good, we may just be able to blame that.
Okay. Is there an expiration date on it?
Yeah, it's May 2023.
Oh, okay.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, they're Doritos. There was still air in the package. All right. So here we go. We can people can use the clip down below if they want to share this with Greg on social media, and it can become a viral video.
Yes.
I got my little
nice peanut butter scooper there.
There you go. I got my little thing. Now, Greg, is that enough? Is this the intended amount?
That's fine. I like to spread it a little bit.
Okay.
But it's fine either way.
Make a mess. Making a mess. You can make a mess.
That's right.
Yeah, that's about right.
All right. So we got that. I'm gonna move the mic away because people get triggered by the chewing.
All right.
It's not good. Doritos, it's not only the nacho cheese. The Doritos have like this ultra savory, like MSG that like it just coats your mouth the minute it touches it.
Chemicals.
Yeah, they taste great.
Chemical flavor.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, Jerry. Come on. I feel like I've been set up here.
I had no idea this was going to happen.
Oh, come on, Mike. You set me up.
I had no idea.
It's like when you scramble your Jersey people to go after me.
I know nothing about Jersey. I'm maybe a Mets fan, but that's about
He's a
it.
New York guy.
All right.
All right. Now we got Cool Ranch.
This is Cool Ranch.
All right.
So we're gonna do it. Whoa.
You got it.
Making a mess.
Making a mess. That's one of Mike's favorite catchphrases for the channel. Here.
Well, yeah, we've tried to get a catchphrase going. We can't even get that going.
What's our catchphrase?
I don't know. We don't have one yet.
Well, that's why it hasn't gotten going.
I thought we've talked about it.
Is this the catchphrase?
What?
Whatever we're doing?
Well, Egg Foo what was sort of a catchphrase.
I think Egg Foo was a good catchphrase.
Yeah. Then we got ripped
You
off
want
by
a video? You want a catchphrase? You want to give yourself a nickname too?
This one I would say is abhorrent. It is.
I can't speak for Cool Ranch.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse. The poor guy's going to be sick later on. Spit it out. You got a wastebasket there? Just spit it out. You don't have to swallow.
I'm not. It's one chip, guys.
It could be like a wine tasting. You know,
You
just
pile on, Mike. We get it. We
you
agree.
get the flavor in your mouth, and then you spit it out.
Now,
You might as well spit in my face.
I'm more hopeful for this flavor because.
Well, it'd have to be.
It honestly, of the three, it seems like the only one that would work.
I think Mike set me up.
I'll get a smaller chip, Mike, so that you're not as upset that I'm doing this. All right.
I don't know. I don't understand people. That's it. That's the problem.
What about people?
How you guys couldn't love Doritos with peanut butter? I don't understand.
That's not so bad. I think what it comes down to, there's something about the Dorito chip that doesn't go well with this peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
It's an instant clash.
And I love peanut butter. I mean, I don't have anything against Doritos. I've had I like Cool Ranch once in a while.
What do you know anything against Doritos?
Yeah, well, I don't buy
Doritos.
I don't buy the regular Doritos. It's too much. Like Jerry just said, it's like the chemicals are overwhelming the taste now. But Cool Ranch, it's a little less of that. So I like Cool Ranch over the regular Doritos.
I like Cool Ranch, but with peanut butter, I prefer the regular. But
you know, all these food combos that are coming out, everybody wants to check it out. These companies get free advertising on social media because content people are putting stuff up there. So yeah, we're just going to get more and more of these Frankenstein combinations. I mean, peanut butter and Doritos didn't make it, but KFC has the pizza out there. Have you checked that out yet, Jerry? Or
I didn't eat it. So one of the things I try not to do here on this channel is go for like that ultra, sensational type thing, because one thing I'll caution you guys against: viral video, unless you have another viral video behind it, is not going to do anything for you.
No,
it's only going to be more pressure to get another viral video.
It's a running joke. We're pretty much joking.
I know you are, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you a hard time.
But it would be nice, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but also it'll bring a lot of negativity, and you guys are a lot about the positive. I would say, right?
Yeah. We try to keep it positive. Yeah.
I can't believe both of y'all didn't like the Doritos and peanut butter.
He's never going to live it down.
Just on of the three, I thought I would like the sweet chili more, but I think honestly the nacho cheese, that one seemed the least unnatural. Like just eating it, but it may have been because it was the first one.
I mean, I do remember being shocked when I first started talking about it, and everybody got outraged and what the. I was like, it doesn't seem that crazy. Like, even if you don't love it, it's not like crazy to imagine a tortilla chip and peanut butter. But like Mike says, I'm an idiot. I need to shut.
No, I wouldn't use that word. I'd say an outlier, right? That's a popular word.
I don't think it's.
You're an outlier. I mean, you're one of the videos you did. It did not go viral. Was the pizza and fried rice combo?
That was good.
Where, for whatever reason, instead of just sprinkling the fried rice on top of the slice, which like a normal person would do, you like strip the slice of its cheese, then put the rice on the slice, then put the mangled cheese that you just ripped off on top.
Yeah, for structural integrity. If you put the rice on top of the pizza, you start eating it and your rice just falls everywhere. You put it under the cheese, it's nice and tucked in, like young Michael in his bed with his NFL sheets late at night. Keeps it all packed in there.
Tucked in.
Did you think I didn't think of it before I did it?
But the cheese, what about the structural integrity of the cheese? I mean, it's destroyed.
It's not destroyed. If you wait for the slice to cool off totally, you can lift it. If you notice, if you watch the video, which
I watched the thing numerous times, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Well, thank you. That's nice of you to say. I appreciate that. I will take that compliment. But if you wait long enough, the cheese sets. You can just pick it up as one piece, and then do what you want, and then put it right back.
And then you take one bite, and the whole thing falls apart.
No.
I don't remember you eating it. I don't think you showed that part.
No, I ate it. Now, that wasn't as good as the KFC lasagna. That I may make it.
Remind me of that one, because I actually just pulled up on Instagram whatever you did with the White Castles. I was going to ask
It was White Castles laid out, stovetop stuffing, cheese, and then just more layers of that, like a lasagna. Num.
You should have pushed that over to Chef Reactions. I think he would have appreciated that.
You know who I pushed it over to? White Castle. And you know who has $21 in vouchers from White Castle sitting on top of his refrigerator? And like a whole bag of swag, like there were White Castle buttons, some sort of pledge pin or something.
Next time, if you go for a colonoscopy, you can go there with the voucher, and that'll.
I don't care for that, Mike.
Clean house before.
Let's mark another sponsor for the list. Don't even bother asking them.
With that, so Mike, you mentioned how it's like free advertising for these brands, and they love it. Now, Greg is the type of creator that hits them out of left field, because White Castle would have never thought to put stovetop stuffing on their things, so that's why they rewarded him.
Yeah,
but there are actual marketing directors working for these places. Excuse me, like Oreo. That they literally are mining for ideas to try to figure out what the next big flavor is.
Yeah,
I'd love to do that.
But here's the thing, they send these things out, and it's a sensation for a little while. But are the Oreo fans really switching over their loyalties to these other flavors? I don't think so. They're all going to go back to the original, because the original is still the king, right? I mean.
Yes and no.
Somebody must be buying. Just like Doritos. There's a new flavor of Doritos every 10 minutes. Somebody's eating them.
So Greg, I don't know if you're aware of this, but on the Best Show, there's a caller, Michelle the Oreo Head, who I actually had her on the show here a few years ago during the pandemic. She tracks all the flavors, and there's definitely a fandom around like new Oreo flavors, and Kit Kats is another community like that.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a cookie guy, and I tried a couple of them, but I didn't stick with them. It's a novelty, I think.
It is, but I think some of the flavors do come out as regular flavors. Like now, you can go into any store and get lemon flavored Oreos, which I think
those were good. Yeah,
those are better than I think the regular golden Oreos.
The simpler, the better. I mean, yeah. Nobody's going to stick with the Pop Rocks thing. What was that one called? Happy Birthday or something? The birthday cookie.
So a few years ago, I had the cherry cola Oreos, which were the first ones that had Pop Rocks in them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And let me tell you, I think that might be the greatest food that I've ever eaten.
Really? Okay.
Because I love the gummy Coke bottles, like the cherry Coke gummies, and the cream tasted exactly like that.
Really?
You had your Oreo cookie, and it had the Pop Rocks, which was like this explosive sensation. I've never had anything else like that in my life.
Really?
I didn't know about any of that. I didn't know they had Oreos with Pop Rocks. Was the cherry cola thing a special, or?
Yeah.
It's not still out there?
2015 or 2016. It was out a long time ago.
That sounds good.
There's one out right now called like Moon Rock or something that has the cream changes color, and it has the Pop Rocks in it.
Yeah, I think we talked about that on the show.
I will say this about people who try different things with foods. Well, let's call it Frankensteining, just because I don't have.
I just said that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you coined it. Awesome. So
I didn't coin it either.
I have no respect for people who just try to do crazy, wacky combos just to do them. Like anytime I think of anything like that, I legitimately want to eat it, or at least think I do, and then maybe it's terrible. But so I don't like people who just do it to look how crazy this is. I'll come out and say it. I don't have any respect for those people.
Okay, all right. That duly noted. Duly noted.
Thank you.
We've talked about different things like this on the show. I mean, I'm not a fan of. I think we talked about a blue cheese beer.
Ugh.
You know, just the sound of it is kind of repulsive. You know, some of the the Pizza Hut is doing this honey thing, which I don't know that's ever been done before.
What honey thing?
Has that been around? Honey on pizza?
So it's a recent trend, I would say, in the last 3 or 4 years. There's actually one company called Mike's Hot Honey, which kind of started the trend. They kind of sent their stuff to different pizzerias, and I think it's like a
cross promotion.
What's that?
It's like a cross promotion. So it's
but a lot of places now have latched onto it. Like there's a place up here that I went to on the channel that I know the guy who makes this stuff. They have a Detroit style hot honey pizza with pepperoni, and it's fine. Pizza Hut though has had stuff like that for a while. They used to do these crusts that they would brush like a sriracha honey glaze around the outside, and that's 10 or so years ago.
Okay. Yeah, and the crust is fine. The crust is, a lot of people don't even eat the crust. So if you can improve the crust, I'm all for that. Although stuffing the crust with cheese, I mean, it's that's a bit much.
I never loved the stuffed crust pizza because the cheese is different. It's not the same kind of cheese as on top of the pizza.
Oh, they probably cheap out. Yeah. Put some crummy cheese in there.
There goes another sponsor. Thank you, Mike.
But we've been talking about coffee lately. Starbucks is sort of jumping on this trend. We talked about a pork flavored coffee recently. I never brought it. I forgot to bring it up, but they also have a olive oil Aletto. Have you heard about that, Jerry?
The Oleato drinks, yeah.
Oleato.
I haven't seen them locally here, but I did see them when we were traveling to Mexico at the airport Starbucks.
Apparently, it's a great laxative. So if again you're going to for a colonoscopy,
I can't imagine being in an airport terminal and saying, "Hey, I got to try that Starbucks olive oil latte." One thing that people keep tagging me in on social media recently is Clausen's, the pickle company. They have jelly beans out just in time for Easter.
Pickle jelly beans.
Pickle flavored jelly beans. I mean, I love those pickles. That's probably my favorite pickle, Clausen.
Yeah, I love pickles. I don't care about jelly beans. Maybe I'd like pickled jelly beans. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the stuff that I try to keep it somewhere in reality for the most part. If it's something that you could buy, I'll try it. But pickled jelly beans kind of pushes the limit for me a little bit.
You know what? If somebody put those in front of them, I think I would try it.
Wait a minute. Are you saying pickle as in pickle flavored, or pickled as in they pickle them?
No, pickle flavored jelly beans.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like jelly beans, so I don't know if I would try it, but
I get that. I'm not a big jelly bean guy myself. I don't like eating things that are just pure sugar.
Yeah, like I've never liked any gummy bear kind of thing. What are those things? Skittles.
That's like a trip to the dentist for me.
Yeah,
too hard.
I just like chicken nuggets from Chinese restaurants. That's all. And Egg Foo Young. Have you had Egg Foo Young since that time you tried it?
Yeah. So for a while last year, I was on a health kick, and my Monday lunch. If you can't tell, I'm a very schedule-oriented person. So Monday is my work from home day, and what I would do is from this place Ming's, I would he even recognizes me on the phone now. I would order roast pork egg foo young lunch special every Monday.
Wow.
So I like it. You've converted me, and the reason why that was kind of my weekly meal is because Monday is when everybody starts their cleaning up their diet and going to the gym and everything. And for me, that was like a transition meal because eggs are a lot of protein, roast pork's a lot of protein. So to me, in my head, it was healthier.
But that's kind of true. I mean, it's not as unhealthy as you think, right?
But I liked it more than I thought I would after I tried it, inspired by you guys.
Yeah, I tried it at 5 different places near me, and I don't think I got a bad one. It was pretty consistent, and some of them were really good. So, yeah, I've been converted through this show.
For some reason, I got it in my head. I'm like, I've loved Egg Foo Young pretty much all my life. I've ordered it every single time I've ever gone to a Chinese restaurant or ordered Chinese. But other than that, I never have known anyone else who eats it. I've never seen anyone else order it. Anytime I'd ever bring up Egg Foo Young, it was always, what's that? Sounds stupid. Sounds terrible. Oh, is it an omelet? I've never seen anyone else eat it other than Meathead on All in the Family.
I think certain things on the Chinese takeout menu fall out of favor. They have their run. When I was young, a kid, and my father would get some Chinese food, it was chow mein, chicken chow mein, and that was like all we would eat. We never tried anything else. But I think maybe, I don't know how far back when Egg Foo Young was popular, but I think, didn't we track down a movie from like the 50s, Jack Lemmon movie or something, and Shirley MacLaine, The Apartment, maybe even?
Oh, they had it?
There's an allusion to Egg Foo Young in there. Yeah, they mention it. So, I think it may have been popular at one time, but you just...
Maybe in the 70s, maybe that's why it popped up on All in the Family. And maybe I'm dreaming, but I think it might have twice. But I do sometimes sincerely think, not as my mission in life. My mission in life is to make people love Wings, the NBC sitcom. But I do feel like an evangelist for Egg Foo Young. And I just love it so much, and I wish more people would love it too. I think they would if they tried it. So.
Yeah, I think people have said that they tried it after listening to the show, and you've made some converts. Yeah, definitely.
I love hearing, Jerry, that you eat it every Monday. That's fantastic.
Well, not recently, but for a long time last year.
Now you ruined it.
I ruined it. Yeah. With that, it seems like another idea for what you guys can keep going with feeding content and getting people involved is the Egg Foo Young Challenge.
Yeah, I think so.
That's something that you guys could share and get people involved. That it's an idea.
Yeah. Let's get people trying it and taking a picture and sending it in at the least, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna share it, I'm sure all you want is there to be a picture.
Well, I don't know. I might want a viral video.
Zing. Jerry's getting the zingers in now.
You'll save 10 to 15 and you'll post them in one montage.
Yeah. I'll get all these people.
You'll do a 9-hour
video in photos.
God forbid you don't do a viral video.
And we'll get the montage with you can't even see the things.
Oh, excuse me.
But guys, I don't want to cut this too short, but I don't want to keep you guys long. Also, it's late here in the Northeast. I want to thank you guys for joining, and also for the podcast for creating a space where you worked your way through part of the Chinese menu, if not all of it.
Greg had a problem with seafood, so
I'm allergic.
That limited a lot of dishes.
Hold on. I pretend I'm allergic to shrimp. Don't blow this. Don't call me my BS, Mike.
I proposed shrimp with lobster sauce one week, and you can imagine the reaction that got.
Well, it took like 30 weeks for him to understand. Every week he'd be like, shrimp lo mein? Shrimp soup? I'd be like, dude, I'm not. And then, oh, really? It took like months.
We could have done 50 more shows.
If there was anything that I am really reluctant to try on the menu, my mom used to get shrimp with lobster sauce all the time, and there's nothing about that looks like it'd be appealing to me.
Yeah, no.
So.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Well, I don't like lobster. I don't like shrimp. And another thing we've learned over this year and a half is I do not like Chinese sauce, aka goop.
And that's the other thing I wanted to thank you guys for is creating this language to describe the food between puffy gravy, sauce that's goop, things that if you're the general foodie, you're looking for a more eloquent way to say something. And I think those words kind of really nail the visual very effectively. And as Greg being an author and Mike a well-read person, that's obviously a very important thing.
I mean, Mike got a kick out of me saying puffy gravy.
Yeah, that was new to me.
He got a chuckle out of that for a while.
But it was accurate. I knew. Eventually I figured it out what you meant, and I did get some puffy gravy. Then I got what I call brown gravy, normal gravy. So yeah, I knew what you were talking about.
Thanks, buddy.
Another thing that I loved about the show pretty early on, there was a guest that you guys had on who was a friend of Mike's that tried Egg Foo Young and came on the show. I think it was right after my episode.
That was Will.
Was it Will? Okay.
Yeah, Will Croxton.
And I remember
on the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I remember somebody asking him if the gravy was puffy, and he had to do a double take, and he was like, "Yeah, it kind of was puffy." That was a fun reaction.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I think maybe that can be our way to billions. We license the word puffy gravy, sell it to China.
Yeah.
Money.
Make a t-shirt only puffy gravy or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that, yeah. Oh, great. Now Mike's going to yell at me for a viral video about puffy gravy.
The home of puffy gravy.
The home of puffy gravy.
The home of puffy gravy.
Mike's already got the gears turning there.
We do have our new merch store up and kicking.
Yep. I actually, in the show notes down below, I have links to the podcast that people can click on if they're interested.
Awesome.
I put a link to the audio podcast and to YouTube in case you like the video version. And I know another thing I was going to tell you guys is I'm glad that you guys moved to video, even though I know Greg was kind of swimming against that for a while.
I thought it.
So thanks a lot for joining me, guys, and those of you watching, definitely listen to Egg Foo What. It's definitely a good way to pass the time and to kind of get into a little bit of it's kind of a meta commentary on life and a lot of different things. I can't even describe the show, guys.
Just say it's all over the place. And I'd recommend the early shows. They're only a half hour long. You can get a taste of it. It's not going to take a lot of time. And then maybe as you go along, you'll get into the groove of it. Yeah.
And that's when you get hooked.
That's when you get hooked.
Well, thank you, Jerry, for having us. We really appreciate it. Thank you for listening and chiming in every week. We love being friends in this space and everything, and really enjoy it.
Greg, Jerry's been an inspiration. I mean, he sort of gave me the ideas a little with Greg's Egg Foo Young thing, and so it's great having Jerry along for the ride, and it's great we finally got on here. Thanks for having us. We'll do it again. This was fun.
Yeah,
we'll do it again. We'll have you on. Yeah, this is fantastic. Thanks so much.
Yeah. You guys can stick around, and I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't hit like or subscribe or subscribe to Egg Foo What, go ahead and do that. And we'll see you in the next video. I got another guest lined up for next week. See you guys soon.
Right.